Hi there, my name is Ashley Zaki and I'm a freshman at the University of Central Florida and I'm currently an ENC1101 student. I'll be discussing the various assignments we conducted in this course to give you a better idea of how I felt during each prompt and what my goals were for this class before taking it compared to my goals for this course now as I reach the ending of the semester. Being a college student, taking general classes isn't exactly the most exciting thing, especially if you 1. Have no relation to it with your major, or 2. Have the course topic be one of your lifelong mortal enemies. Both of these issues resided with me, unfortunately. So when the semester began in ENC1101, my goal wasn't to finish the class with a good grade like many other students. Instead, it was to understand the literary world enough to become someone who enjoys reading an article or novel every now and again. I personally found a lot of struggle growing up reading and writing to the point where I never finished a book or committed to writing an essay I was assigned. So I knew this class would be a challenge. Which leads me to the first assignment we had constructed in class. This assignment was a literary identity narrative discussing how literacy and its characteristics have appeared in my life thus far and what effect it had on me exactly. Being the first assignment of the course, I was consumed with fear and angst. My biggest difficulty with this was having to actually remember any way, unique or not, of how literacy really did affect my life. After reading class articles and pieces, I soon learned that I could use routes like my tattoos, poetry, art, movement, so on and so forth, for my paper because they really did have literacy all over them when you think about it. After I visited the Writing Center for the first time, I began to see writing and reading in a totally new way. They helped my essay become the best, first, strong and structured piece of writing in my portfolio for class and in my writing history. When I finally had a clue as to what I wanted to write, I attacked my topic head-on, using techniques we learned in class, like Lamott's shitty first drafts, brand sponsors, and G's discourses. For this paper especially, I worked harder than I had before on any assignment. I found a hook, catchy title, and ran with it to the best of my abilities. After receiving great remarks for the first college paper with just a few suggestions, I felt on top of the world. I had an A paper and I felt like an A student. The next challenge I had to face was keeping up the A with my next assignment for this course. While conducting research on who I wanted to feature as my writer in the Task 2 paper, I knew I wanted someone who is in the industry for many years, is experienced in the work field, achieved and accomplished many things proving their success, and was easy to contact throughout this process to allow me to retain as much information as I could get my hands on. So who better than to ask my own mom? The writer profile assignment was a tough assignment to overcome. For this essay, it wasn't about discussing my own experiences or telling my own stories. Instead, I was tasked to conduct primary and secondary research for someone else. My course goal was to investigate interesting ways in which literacy influenced my mother's day-to-day life and how it helped get to where she is now. My personal goal for this paper, however, was to show my mother in an unbiased, completely objective light to which people can see her outstanding success without knowing it came from her daughter. Using Newkirk's discussion and this task's requirement of multimodality, I decided there was no better way to represent the chief concierge than to try to do it as a brochure for a hotel. Using Word document, I attempted to make each page colorful and be a good literary indication of what the hotel industry was about. I tried representing literacy through the project with examples of official paperwork and samples used at my mother's job. The outcome of this essay was yet another outstanding result with another A paper, thankfully. My confidence at writing in this point was certainly increasing, although I had yet to face what was the most difficult assignment of all other tasks we had in this course, the article review. The article review was without a doubt the most tasking assignment I had to complete. Moving on in the course and having read all of our articles and educational readings, it was time for us to critique one, and that was where I was stumped. I decided to critique an article which I felt I could relate most to in order to create a better connection with the material. I chose to discuss Mike Rose's article, Rigid Rules and Flexible Plans and the Stifling of Language, a cognitivist analysis of writer's block. This was something I faced constantly ever since growing up, so I thought I'd give it a shot. My goal, like the second task, was to be objective and not biased towards a specific side of the article and to analyze the writing. I believe the first mistake made in this assignment was choosing something I knew I had nothing negative or suggestive to say about and thinking I could figure it out along the way. I hadn't done too badly in my final grade for this essay after receiving a B for not planning what to say as well as I maybe should have at the time. I did not reach my academic goal for this task, although I know I did try my best, and that is always one goal I can guarantee accomplishing. After taking this course and assessing my pieces of work within the class, I can say that my academic goals and personal goals have been achieved. I'll be finishing this class with a hopeful and surprising A, and shockingly enough, since taking this course, I'm on my third book, having finished previous two, cover to cover. I now have such a better grasp and understanding of the term literacy, and thanks to this class, I now know that reading and writing isn't limited to words, but can be extended through language, art, experience, and so much more, with just the concept being its foundation. This class has certainly helped sponsor and shape the way I see literacy from now on. Thank you very much.